What's going on, guys? Listen, if you are a landlord in the 5 boroughs that is renting out to program tenants such as CityFHEPS, FHEPS, or even HASA, and you are owed thousands in back rent, there may be a program that can help you even recover some of the money or maybe all of the money. Now, a lot of landlords don't even know this even exists. This is called the One Shot Deal. And today I'm going to break down what it is, so that way landlords, you have an understanding of how to navigate to get your money back. Okay, so the reality is this, all right? The program pays for the rent, right? However, some cases or most cases, tenants pay a portion especially depending on their work status. So let's say they're full-time, usually they pay 30%, and the amount varies. So it's not just the same amount, all right? Every case is an individual case and a unique case, okay? And so there could be situations where obviously the tenant won't pay their portion, or let's say, for example, a tenant won't recertify. That's another way that there could be a delay. Or even the program, sometimes, rare cases, their payments are in a delayed status where you don't get paid for months. Or this is the rarest case where a tenant's case or status is no longer inactive. Okay, and next thing you know, you're sitting months and months of thousands of dollars, no rent. And what's the only option? Eviction, right? And we all know that in New York City, eviction sucks. It's about 8 to 12 months, thousands and thousands of dollars, and New York favors tenants. They will always favor tenants based off political status. Okay, so we have to, or landlords have to understand that. Okay, and so this one-shot deal covers a variety of assistance, and this assistance is called cash assistance, and this is through the Human Resources Administration, okay, HRA. And it's usually back rent, utilities, moving costs. It could be security deposits, and more. Okay, so let's say, landlord, you have a tenant that is a 3-bedroom voucher, and let's say it's $3,606. Okay, that the CityFHEPS is paying. All right, and out of that, right, let's say the tenant is paying $600 in their portion, and the tenant hasn't paid for 8 months, and you are owed $4,800 in back rent. Okay, this one-shot deal may cover it, right? It's not promised. All right, so the Human Resources Administration also go through a check to see if the tenant is going through a financial hard time. So they'll go over their financial status. Also, they'll see if they're going through eviction. And this process is a lengthy process. It takes about like 2 months. And now, previously, before, around COVID, they had what's called a ERAP, and that's no longer available anymore. So now you only have the one-shot deal. Okay, so this program does exist. Please take advantage of it. And as far as the landlord, you have to provide a few items, and you have to give it to the tenant. Okay, so the tenant is the one that actually files and applies for this one-shot deal. You don't. Okay, so number one, you have to have an active lease. You have to make sure you send any paperwork, especially if you are going through an eviction process. That helps speed up the process. Obviously, the tenant has to show their income and what is owed. And again, this is not a guarantee, but the more paperwork you show, That way you have a better chance. And the last thing I want to say is, landlords, if you are confused or if you need more questions, you could give me a call. You don't have to work with me or feel obligated to work with me. Just give me a call. My telephone number is in my bio. I'm an open book, and I love to share knowledge like this, especially when there are thousands and thousands of landlords who don't really know how to navigate it. Now, I'm not taking away from the program. I'm not saying anything negative about the program. I think in New York City, if you're a landlord, you should take advantage of these programs. Why? Because again, there is a housing crisis. You're helping people in need. If you get a good tenant, it wouldn't be any problems. You will have a good cash flow, and the program pays a higher premium than as if you were to get a cash tenant. And nothing wrong with cash tenants, but you could definitely help out someone who is in need. If you have any questions, please let me know. Peace.